This is the Epilogue Audio Experience.
The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed are the host's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of Epilogue Media Private Limited. The material and information presented here is for general information purposes and/or entertainment purposes only. Listener discretion advised.
This is the story of a young woman who overcame adversity and obstacles of all kinds to become one of the fastest athletes in the world. She went from being an ailing child who couldn't walk to becoming an Olympic gold medal winning athlete who broke several records. This is the story of Wilma Rudolph. Wilma was born prematurely on the 23rd of June 1940 in a small town in Tennessee. At the time of her birth, she weighed just 2 kilograms. Her father was a poor railway porter, while her mother worked as a maid in rich households. As a child, she was quite sickly and had to spend most of her time in bed. She suffered from regular bouts of pneumonia and scarlet fever, and at 5 years old, she contracted the deadly polio disease. While she recovered from polio, she still lost the strength and use of her left leg and was fitted with metal leg braces when she was just 6 years old. Because of all this, Wilma had to be homeschooled. She missed out on kindergarten, and instead, for 2 years, Wilma and her mum would take 80-kilometer bus trips every week to a hospital where there was a doctor actually willing to treat patients of color. Many doctors looked at Wilma's condition and feared that she would never be able to walk again. And so, she spent most of her early life disabled. But Wilma and her family never lost faith. With the help of her multiple siblings, who would take turns to massage her legs, and her mother that never gave up, Wilma got up. At the age of 12, she could finally say goodbye to her orthopedic shoes and her disabled days and walk normally. When she finally gained the strength to walk on her own 2 feet, it didn't take long for her to start running around the way she missed out on as a child. Now, she could finally go to school and be a normal child. And thus began Wilma's venture into sports. When she entered high school, Wilma was inspired by her sister who played basketball to take up the sport. And soon enough, she became such a good player that she got selected for the team and even became their star player. When she was in the 10th grade, she set a girls' basketball record by scoring 803 points in just 1 season. It was around this time that Wilma also began excelling in other sports, with one of them being track. Wilma was so fast on her feet that her high school coach gave her the nickname Skeeter because she would fly around before anybody could catch her. After everything she had been through as a disabled child, Wilma had finally found her calling. While playing in a basketball tournament at 14 years old, Wilma was spotted by someone who would change her life. His name was Ed Temple. Ed was a track and field coach for Tennessee State University. He was astonished by her ability and immediately knew that she was a natural athlete made for the racetrack. Ed decided to train Wilma himself, and soon enough, Wilma competed in her first major race in Alabama. Although she lost the race, it fired an inextinguishable flame inside her. She loved the endorphin rush and only wanted to race more. So Wilma trained hard. Under the guidance of Ed Temple, she set her eyes to run at the 1956 Melbourne Olympics. When she was still in the 11th grade, she successfully qualified to be a part of the United States track and field team and was the youngest athlete in the entire US Olympic team. And at just 16, she and her teammates won the 400-meter relay And at just 16, she and her teammates won the bronze medal at the 400-meter relay and matched the world record time of 44.9 seconds at the Olympics. After the Olympics, she proudly returned home to Tennessee, where she showed off her shining bronze Olympic medal to her family and her classmates. But for Wilma, that wasn't enough. She was already thinking of the next Olympics game. She vowed to return there and this time win a gold for herself and the United States. She continued to train hard under Ed Temple and won several other races between 1956 and 1960. At the 1959 Pan American Games, Wilma won the silver at the 100-meter event and the gold for the 400-meter relay with her teammates. Time flew by, and before she knew it, preparations for the 1960 Olympic Games began once again. Wilma ran in the trials for the 200-meter race, where she set a brand new world record that had stood for 8 years. This time, she had also qualified for the 100-meter race. The time had come. Wilma and the rest of the US Olympic team jetted off to Italy to compete in the 1960 Rome Olympics. She competed in the 100-meter, 200-meter, and the 400-meter relay and won a gold in them all. This made Wilma the first American woman to win 3 gold medals in a single Olympic Games. She became the first American woman to win the gold in the 100-meter race since 1936. During the heat for the 200-meter dash, she set a brand new world record of 23.2 seconds. At the semi-finals of the 400-meter relay, Wilma and her teammates set another record of 44.4 seconds. It's pretty easy to say that this Olympic game went extraordinarily well for Wilma. After all these wins and spectacular achievements, Wilma was hailed as the fastest woman in the world. She emerged as an international star, as one of the world's most exceptional athletes. The American people gave her the name Tornado because of her incredible speed. Her success at the Olympics propelled her into becoming one of the most high-profile black women all throughout America. When she returned home to Tennessee, a large homecoming parade was organized. Thousands lined the streets to see the fastest woman of her time as she wore all of her shining gold medals around her neck. She continued to compete in track events all over the world and continued to win every time. Hundreds would show up at her races to watch her set the track on fire. A few years after the Olympics, Wilma completed her education and retired from athletics. She coached and trained other track students at her old high school. She also used her fame to advocate for civil rights and equal opportunities for all, regardless of their race or gender. She worked with organizations to raise awareness about the importance of getting vaccinated and on preventive healthcare measures. In 1977, she wrote her autobiography, which has served as the basis for various other publications and movies. Wilma died in 1994 at the age of just 54 from cancer. Her story is one of overcoming the tall obstacles of childhood disease and physical disabilities to become one of the fastest athletes in the world. Her never-ending spirit to overcome all kinds of challenges has made her a role model to disabled people everywhere. Her success and commitment towards athletics inspired women all over the world to take up sports of all kinds. Wilma leaves behind a legacy that no matter what it takes, never give up. With this, we reach the end of today's episode. We would love to know how the story of Wilma Rudolph has inspired you. Share your thoughts by connecting with us on our social media handle at Epilogue Media on Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. For more stories of immaculate women who shattered glass ceilings, subscribe now to the Women in History podcast.